Okay, the Fortier company has a long-term debt ratio of 0.35 and a current ratio of 1.3. Current liabilities are $910. Sales are $64.30. Profit margin is 9.5% and ROE is 18.5%. What is the amount of net fixed assets, assuming long-term debt ratio equals LTD divided by total assets? So what we need to do is we need to work backwards from all of these, because eventually what we can do is find enough information working backwards from these ratios to determine the net fixed assets. So fixed assets being property, plant, and equipment after depreciation and amortization. And so what we've got, let's just start with the first one that comes up. So long-term debt ratio, and we'll get as far as we can until we run out of room. So long-term debt ratio, assuming here the long-term debt ratio equals LTD divided by total assets, or TA we'll call it. And all we know for that one is that it's 0.35, and we don't have any other information. So we'll leave some space here, and we'll jump ahead to the current ratio of 1.3. So our current ratio equals current assets divided by current liabilities. Now our current assets, our current ratio is 1.3. Our current liabilities is $910. So we can solve for our current assets right now. Our current assets will equal 1.3 times 910 to, yeah. So we will put that'll be 11,183. So now at least we know everything in this ratio, right? We know it's 910 and 1183. So what is our next one? Current sales or profit margin is 9.5%. So to determine our profit margin, I'll just do it here. Profit margin equals net income divided by sales. Our profit margin is 0.095. Our sales are 64.30, and we don't know our net income, but we can solve for net income here by multiplying these together. So we get 611. We'll just keep it rounded. The ROE is 18.5%. So how do we calculate ROE? Net income divided by total equity. So we have 0.185, and our net income is $611. And our total equity is what we don't know, but we can determine what that is by taking $611 and divide it by 0.185. to get us a total equity of 3303. Now we need to determine if we can figure out what our total assets are, we can less our current assets from it, and that will be the amount of fixed assets that we have. So our total assets is listed here. What we need to do is move our total assets, our long-term debt here. So what we're going to do is just move this long-term debt. It equals 0.35 total assets. And the reason why we do that is we want to use our accounting equation. So our assets equals liabilities and equity. What do we already know about our liabilities and equity? Well, our assets we know. Well, we don't, sorry, pardon me, we don't know. So our assets, our total assets, is here. Our liabilities, we have our current liabilities, which we've determined is 910, or it was given to us, plus our long-term debt, which is 0.35 of total assets, plus our equity, which our total equity is 3303. And we can bring our total assets together. So we can just take, this would be the same as one total asset. So we can just minus 0.35 from each side and we get 0.65 total asset. We can add these together, which gets us 4213. And then we can take 0.65 from each side. And our total assets will equal 6,482. Now finally, what is our net fixed assets? Well, our total assets is this. Our current assets is 1183. We get rid of that, and we get 52.99 for our net fixed assets.